In the year 2147, humanity had just started to explore the far reaches of space. For decades, scientists and explorers dreamed of finding intelligent life beyond Earth. But so far, the universe had remained silent. That changed one quiet evening when a strange signal was detected by a deep space observatory orbiting Saturn. The faint transmission came from a distant star cluster at the edge of known space. At first, no one paid much attention to it. Signals like this were often dismissed as natural phenomena or glitches in equipment. But when the signal repeated itself 3 days later, curiosity turned into urgency. Commander Alex Carter, stationed aboard the exploration vessel Pioneer Horizon was among the first to hear about the discovery. He was a calm and thoughtful man in his late 40s, with sharp eyes that always seemed to be scanning for answers. His crew trusted him completely, knowing he would put their safety above all else. Sitting in the ship's command center, Alex listened intently as Dr. Laura Bennett, the ship's xenobiologist, described what they had found. "It's not random noise," she said, pointing at the data on her tablet. "There's a pattern here. Someone, or something, is trying to communicate." Alex leaned forward, studying the information. The signal was weak and fragmented, but certain parts stood out. Repeating sequences suggested language, while other sections hinted at coordinates. "If this is real," Alex said slowly, "we could be looking at our first contact with an alien civilization." The room fell silent as everyone absorbed the weight of his words. First contact had been the stuff of science fiction for centuries, but now it felt terrifyingly real. The decision to investigate wasn't made lightly. Traveling to the source of the signal would take weeks, and there was no guarantee of what, or who, they might find. Still, President Rachel Monroe gave the order. Go. Humanity couldn't ignore the possibility of meeting another intelligent species. As the Pioneer Horizon prepared for departure, the crew worked tirelessly to ready the ship. Supplies were checked, systems were tested, and emergency protocols were reviewed. Among the crew members, Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell stood out. A young officer with a quick mind and steady hands, Ryan had been assigned as the tactical lead. Though confident, he couldn't shake the feeling of unease growing in his chest. What if the signal wasn't friendly? What if they were walking into a trap? Finally, the day came for launch. The Pioneer Horizon broke free of Earth's gravity and set course for the mysterious coordinates. Days passed in tense anticipation. Each member of the crew had their own way of coping with the uncertainty. Laura spent hours analyzing every fragment of the signal, searching for hidden meanings. Ryan practiced combat simulations, preparing for any scenario. And Alex, he simply watched the stars, lost in thought. When the ship finally reached its destination, the sight before them left everyone speechless. Drifting in the vast emptiness of space was a massive fleet of alien ships. Their sleek designs shimmered with colors unlike anything seen on Earth. Some vessels were larger than cities, while others were small and agile. But something was wrong. Many of the ships appeared damaged, their surfaces scarred by what looked like weapons fire. Others floated aimlessly, their powers seemingly offline. It was clear this wasn't an invasion force. It was a refugee fleet. As the crew stared in awe, the largest ship in the Armada sent out a holographic projection. Standing before them was a tall, slender figure with luminous blue skin and intricate patterns etched across its body. Its voice, translated through advanced software, was calm but desperate. "We are the Vailith," it began. "Our world is dying. We sought refuge among the stars, but disaster struck. Our engines have failed. Without help, we will perish." For a moment, no one spoke. The enormity of the situation settled over them like a heavy blanket. Here was a chance to prove that humanity could rise above fear and selfishness. Alex stepped forward, his face set with determination. "Tell us how we can help," he said firmly. And so began a journey that would change humanity and the galaxy forever. The Vailith ambassador, who introduced himself as Calvin, explained their dire situation in greater detail. His holographic form flickered slightly as he spoke, a sign of the strain on their damaged systems. The Valith had fled their home planet when its core destabilized, rendering it uninhabitable. Millions of their people boarded ships in a desperate exodus to find a new world. But disaster struck during their journey. A cascade failure in their hyperdrive cores left the entire Armada stranded, drifting helplessly in deep space. Without functioning engines, they were unable to reach safety or defend themselves against potential threats. Commander Alex Carter listened carefully, his mind racing with questions. How could humanity possibly assist such an advanced species? Their technology was far beyond anything Earth had developed. Yet, as Kelvin described their plight, Alex felt a growing sense of responsibility. These weren't invaders or conquerors. They were refugees, just like any group of displaced people on Earth. Helping them wasn't only the right thing to do. It might also open doors to knowledge and alliances humanity couldn't yet imagine. Dr. Laura Bennett stepped forward, her scientific curiosity outweighing her initial hesitation. "We'll need access to your engineering systems," she said, addressing Calvin. "If we're going to fix your hyperdrives, we'll have to understand how they work." Calvin nodded, though his expression remained guarded. He warned that sharing their technology carried risks. If misused, even small components could cause catastrophic damage. Still, he agreed to allow a team aboard one of their ships under strict supervision. Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell watched the exchange with mixed feelings. While he admired the bravery of stepping into the unknown, he couldn't shake the feeling that this mission was fraught with danger. What if the Valith weren't entirely truthful? What if helping them put Earth at risk? Shaking off his doubts, Ryan focused on the task ahead. As the tactical officer, he would ensure the crew's safety while they worked alongside their alien counterparts. Over the next few days, a small team led by Laura and Ryan boarded the designated Valith vessel. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. The interior glowed softly with bioluminescent lights, and the walls seemed to pulse faintly, almost alive. Machines hummed quietly, operating on principles of physics that defied human understanding. Laura marveled at the elegance of their design, noting how seamlessly form and function blended together. For someone like her, this was a dream come true, a chance to study technology centuries ahead of Earth's. Meanwhile, tensions began to surface between the humans and the Valith. Communication proved challenging, as the two species approached problems differently. The Valith valued patience and consensus, often taking time to deliberate before acting. Humans, on the other hand, preferred quick decisions and direct action. This difference led to misunderstandings. During one heated discussion, Ryan accidentally offended a Valith engineer by speaking too bluntly. Realizing his mistake, he apologized sincerely, which seemed to ease the tension. Slowly, both sides learned to adapt, finding ways to bridge the cultural gap. Back on the Pioneer Horizon Commander Alex monitored the progress closely. Reports from Laura and Ryan indicated that repairing the hyperdrives would be far more complex than anticipated. The Valith used materials and energy sources unfamiliar to humanity, requiring creative solutions. Engineers Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris joined the effort, bringing fresh ideas to the table. Together, they devised a plan to modify existing Earth-based tools to interface with Valith systems. Despite the challenges, moments of connection began to emerge. Laura formed a bond with a Valith scientist named Silura, who shared her passion for discovery. Through careful gestures and improvised language, they exchanged knowledge about biology and medicine. Ryan, too, found common ground with Kelvin, discussing strategies for leadership in times of crisis. These interactions reminded everyone that, despite their differences, humans and Valith shared fundamental desires: survival, hope, and a better future. As the days passed, the collaboration grew stronger. Progress was slow but steady, and the mood aboard the Armada shifted from despair to cautious optimism. For the first time in weeks, the Valith allowed themselves to believe they might escape their predicament. And for the humans, the experience reinforced a powerful truth. Compassion and cooperation could transcend even the vastness of space. But unknown to everyone, dangers lurked beyond the Armada. Far away, shadowy figures tracked the stranded fleet, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. News of the stranded alien Armada reached Earth quickly, thanks to the advanced communication systems aboard the Pioneer Horizon *. Within hours, governments around the world were holding emergency meetings. The discovery of intelligent extraterrestrial life was monumental enough, but the idea of rescuing an entire fleet of aliens sparked heated debates. Some leaders argued that helping the Valith could bring unimaginable benefits, new technology, alliances, and a place for humanity among the stars. Others saw only risks. What if the Valith turned hostile once their ships were repaired? What if sharing knowledge with them put Earth's security in jeopardy? President Rachel Monroe listened carefully to both sides before making her decision. A woman known for her calm demeanor and sharp mind, she believed humanity's greatest strength lay in its ability to act with courage and compassion. After consulting with top scientists and military advisors, she authorized the rescue mission. "We have a chance to show the galaxy what we're made of," she told her cabinet. "Let's not waste it." Back at the Armada, Commander Alex Carter received confirmation of Earth's support. Though relieved, he knew the road ahead would be difficult. Fixing the Valith hyperdrives required expertise far beyond anything his crew possessed. To bridge the gap, two of Earth's best engineers, Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris, were brought onto the team. Samantha was a brilliant problem solver with a knack for improvisation, while Daniel had a deep understanding of theoretical physics. Together, they represented humanity's best hope. The engineers wasted no time getting to work. Guided by Laura and the Valith scientists, they studied the damaged hyperdrive cores. At first glance, the devices seemed impossibly complex, filled with glowing conduits and pulsating energy fields. But as Samantha examined them closely, she noticed patterns that reminded her of quantum mechanics, a field she had studied extensively. "It's like they've taken our theories and made them real," she said, her voice tinged with awe. Daniel nodded, scribbling notes furiously. "If we can figure out how these conduits channel energy, maybe we can adapt our tools to repair them." Progress was slow and frustrating. The materials used in the hyperdrives didn't exist on Earth, forcing Samantha and Daniel to invent substitutes using whatever resources were available. They worked long hours, often skipping meals and sleep. Despite the challenges, their determination never wavered. Laura admired their dedication, often joining them to offer insights from her own research. Over time, the three developed a rhythm, bouncing ideas off each other and solving problems together. Meanwhile, tensions between humans and the Valith continued to simmer. Misunderstandings arose almost daily, stemming from differences in culture and communication styles. One incident nearly derailed the entire mission when Ryan accidentally activated a Valith security protocol, causing alarms to blare across the ship. Kelvin arrived moments later, visibly upset. "You must be more careful," he warned. "Some systems are not meant to be tampered with." Ryan apologized, explaining that he hadn't understood the warning symbols near the control panel. It was a sobering reminder of how fragile the Alliance truly was. To prevent further incidents, Alex proposed a series of cultural exchange sessions. Each day, humans and Valith gathered to share aspects of their respective societies. The Valith explained their history, art, and philosophy, while the humans showcased Earth's diversity through videos and stories. These sessions fostered mutual respect and helped ease lingering mistrust. Slowly but surely, friendships began to form. Samantha bonded with a Valith engineer named Tilleran over their shared love of puzzles, while Daniel found common ground with Sildra in discussing the mysteries of the universe. As weeks turned into months, the repairs finally began to take shape. Samantha and Daniel managed to stabilize one of the smaller hyperdrive cores, proving that their approach could work. Cheers erupted among the crew when the test run succeeded, sending a burst of energy through the system. For the first time since arriving, hope felt tangible. The Valeth expressed their gratitude openly, bowing deeply to the human team. Kelvin even gifted Alex a small crystal, saying it symbolized unity and trust. But even as celebrations unfolded, a shadow loomed over the Armada. Unbeknownst to everyone, something, or someone, was watching. Far beyond the reach of the fleet's sensors, a predator prepared to strike. As the repairs on the Valeth hyperdrives continued, the bond between humans and aliens grew stronger. Each day brought new challenges, but also moments of connection that bridged their differences. Dr. Laura Bennett had become a key figure in these efforts, acting as both a scientist and a mediator. Her calm demeanor and genuine curiosity about the Valeth culture helped ease tensions whenever misunderstandings arose. She spent hours learning their language, which consisted of melodic tones and subtle gestures, while teaching them basic phrases in English. Though progress was slow, even small victories, like exchanging greetings or sharing laughter, felt monumental. Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell also found himself changing. At first, his role as the tactical officer made him wary of the Valeth, always questioning their intentions. But as he worked alongside Kelvin and other members of the fleet, he began to see them not as strangers but as allies. They shared stories of leadership and sacrifice, finding common ground in their struggles to protect those under their care. One evening, during a rare break from work, Kelvin showed Ryan a holographic recording of his home planet before its destruction. The images were breathtaking. Towering crystalline cities surrounded by lush green landscapes, rivers glowing faintly under twin moons. "We didn't leave because we wanted to," Kelvin said quietly. "We left because we had no choice." Ryan nodded, feeling a pang of empathy. He realized how much they had in common, despite coming from different worlds. Back on the Pioneer Horizon Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris pushed forward with their repairs, tackling one problem after another. Their makeshift solutions often involved combining human engineering techniques with Valeth technology, creating hybrids that neither species fully understood but somehow worked. It was risky, but necessity drove innovation. When they successfully repaired a second hyperdrive core, the entire crew celebrated. Even the usually stoic Commander Alex Carter allowed himself a smile. "We're making history here," he told his team. "Not just for Earth, but for all of us." Despite the growing camaraderie, there were still moments of frustration. The Valeth valued collective decision-making, where every voice mattered before any action was taken. To the humans, this process seemed painfully slow, especially when urgent repairs needed immediate attention. On the flip side, the Valeth struggled to understand the humans' tendency to act quickly without consulting everyone involved. These differences sometimes led to arguments, but Laura worked tirelessly to smooth things over. She reminded both sides that patience and compromise were essential if they wanted to succeed. One breakthrough came when Laura discovered a surprising similarity between human and Valeth biology. While studying samples provided by Silra, she noticed that certain cellular structures in the Valeth matched those found in human nerve cells. This revelation opened up new possibilities for medical collaboration. Together, Laura and Silra developed treatments to help injured Valeth recover faster, using a combination of Earth-based medicine and alien techniques. The success of these experiments strengthened trust between the two groups, proving that cooperation could yield incredible results. However, not everything was going smoothly. Strange anomalies began appearing around the Armada: flickering energy readings, sudden drops in temperature, and unexplained vibrations rippling through nearby space. At first, the crew dismissed these occurrences as natural phenomena caused by the damaged ships. But when sensors picked up traces of an unknown vessel lurking at the edge of their range, unease spread among the humans. Ryan immediately reported the findings to Alex, who ordered increased surveillance. "We can't afford to let our guard down," he warned the crew. "If something's out there, we need to know what it is." The tension escalated when a small scout ship appeared near the Armada. Sleek and menacing, It darted through space like a predator stalking its prey. Its design was unlike anything the humans or Vaylith had ever seen. Sharp angles, dark surfaces, and weapons bristling along its hull. Before anyone could react, the ship fired a warning shot, narrowly missing one of the larger Vaylith vessels. Chaos erupted as alarms blared, and everyone scrambled to respond. Kelvin's expression turned grim. "They found us," he said, his voice heavy with dread. "Who are they?" Alex demanded, his eyes fixed on the intruder. "The Cyrac," Kelvin replied. "Scavengers. They hunt fleets like ours, taking what they want and leaving nothing behind." For the first time since arriving, the fragile peace aboard the Armada shattered. Fear gripped both humans and Vaylith as they faced a threat neither could fight alone. The appearance of the Cyrac scout ship sent shockwaves through the stranded Armada. Panic rippled among the Vaylith, who knew all too well the reputation of these ruthless scavengers. The Cyrac were infamous for preying on vulnerable fleets, stripping them of resources and leaving destruction in their wake. For the humans, this was their first encounter with such a hostile alien species, and the sight of the sleek, menacing vessel filled them with unease. Commander Alex Carter quickly took charge, ordering his crew to prepare for defense while assessing their limited options. Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell sprang into action, rallying the tactical team aboard the Pioneer Horizon Asterisk. Though the human ship was smaller and less advanced than the Cyrac vessel, it carried powerful energy weapons designed for exploration rather than combat. Ryan knew they couldn't win a direct fight, but he also refused to stand by and let the Vaylith be attacked without resistance. "We've come too far to give up now," he told his team. "Let's make every shot count." Kelvin, the Vaylith ambassador, approached Alex with urgency. "You must protect your ship," he urged. "If the Cyrac board you, they will take everything. Your technology, your lives. Retreat if you must." But Alex shook his head firmly. "We're not leaving you behind," he said. "We'll find a way to drive them off together." Kelvin hesitated, then nodded, gratitude flickering in his luminous eyes. "Then we fight as one," he replied. The battle began moments later when the Cyrac scout fired another volley, this time targeting the Pioneer Horizon Asterisk. The humans responded swiftly, launching countermeasures to evade the attack. Ryan coordinated the ship's movements, weaving through space like a dancer avoiding danger. Meanwhile, Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris worked feverishly to repurpose tools from the repair efforts into makeshift defenses. Using parts salvaged from damaged Vaylith equipment, they rigged a high-energy pulse emitter capable of disrupting enemy systems. It was untested and risky, but it might buy them precious time. On the Vaylith side, Tellerin and other engineers activated what remained of their fleet's weaponry. Though most ships were still crippled, a few retained functional turrets and shields. Working in tandem with the humans, they formed a loose defensive perimeter around the Armada. Laura Bennett stood at the heart of the chaos, relaying messages between the two species to ensure coordination. Her calm voice cut through the tension, reminding everyone to focus on survival. "Stay sharp," she called out over the comms. "We can do this." The Cyrac scout, emboldened by its superior firepower, closed in for the kill. Its weapons pounded against the hastily erected shield grid, causing sparks and alarms to erupt across both fleets. Just as it seemed the defenses would collapse, Samantha activated the pulse emitter. A burst of blinding energy surged outward, engulfing the scout ship in a shimmering web of interference. The Cyrac craft faltered, its systems temporarily disabled. Seizing the opportunity, Ryan ordered a concentrated barrage from the Pioneer Horizon Asterisk and the Vaylith turrets. The combined assault forced the scout to retreat, limping away into the void. Cheers erupted among the humans and Vaylith, though the victory was short-lived. Everyone knew the scout would return with reinforcements. Still, the successful defense strengthened the bond between the two groups. Kelvin addressed the crew of the Pioneer Horizon Asterisk, his tone heavy with emotion. "Today, "You have proven yourselves true allies," he said. "When others abandoned us or turned away, you stood by our side. We will never forget this." Commander Alex acknowledged the praise but reminded his crew that the fight wasn't over. "This is just the beginning," he warned. "We need to finish repairing the hyperdrives before the HFY come back. Every second counts." With renewed determination, the humans and Valeth redoubled their efforts. Samantha and Daniel returned to work, pushing themselves to the brink of exhaustion. Laura stayed close, offering encouragement and ensuring no one gave up. Even Ryan joined in, lending his strength wherever needed. As the hours passed, the sense of unity grew stronger. Humans and Valeth worked side by side, sharing laughter and stories despite the looming threat. They realized that survival depended not just on technology or strategy, but on trust and cooperation. Together, they had faced an enemy far more dangerous than any technical challenge and emerged victorious. But deep down, Alex knew the hardest trials were yet to come. The HFY wouldn't stop until they claimed the Armada or destroyed it, and beyond them lay countless unknown dangers in the vastness of space. For now, though, there was hope, a fragile, flickering light in the darkness of the cosmos. With the HFY scout driven away, the humans and Valeth knew they had bought themselves only a brief reprieve. The repairs to the hyperdrives were still incomplete, and everyone understood that reinforcements from the scavenger fleet would arrive soon. Time was running out, and desperation began to creep into every decision. Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris worked tirelessly, their hands trembling from exhaustion as they pieced together solutions using whatever materials they could find. Laura Bennett stayed by their side, her sharp mind offering suggestions whenever they hit a roadblock. "We need something more durable for the core casing," Samantha muttered, staring at the fragile alloy they'd been using. "Something that can handle the energy surge without breaking." Kelvin overheard her frustration and stepped forward. "There is a material we use for shielding," he said. "It is rare, but it exists in the asteroid field nearby." His words sparked a glimmer of hope, but also concern. Retrieving the material would require sending a team into potentially dangerous territory. Commander Alex Carter weighed the risks carefully before making his decision. "We'll go," he said firmly. "If it means finishing the repairs, we'll do whatever it takes." A small group was assembled for the mission. Ryan Mitchell, Samantha, and 2 Valeth engineers named Hadlerin and Silra. Equipped with mining tools and defensive gear, they boarded a shuttle and set course for the asteroid field. As they approached, the jagged rocks loomed like ancient sentinels, their surfaces pockmarked with craters and glowing faintly under distant starlight. The sight was both awe-inspiring and intimidating. "Stay alert," Ryan warned the team. "We don't know what's out here." The mission started smoothly enough. Using scanners, they located deposits of the rare material embedded deep within one of the larger asteroids. Extracting it proved difficult, requiring precise drilling and careful handling. Samantha and Taylorin worked together, their movements synchronized despite their differences. "You're good at this," Samantha remarked, smiling beneath her helmet. Taylorin tilted his head in acknowledgement. "And you are fearless," he replied, his tone carrying a hint of admiration. But the calm didn't last long. As they loaded the precious material onto the shuttle, an unexpected tremor shook the asteroid. A massive chunk broke free, tumbling toward them with alarming speed. Ryan shouted warnings, urging everyone to move quickly. Ensign Jacob Reed, a young crew member who had volunteered for the mission, sprang into action, pushing Silra out of harm's way just as the debris crashed down. The impact sent shockwaves through the area, knocking the team off balance. When the dust settled, Jacob lay trapped beneath the rubble. Ryan rushed to his side, calling for help. Together, they managed to free him, but it was clear he was badly injured. Blood seeped from a wound on his leg, and his breathing grew shallow. Despite their efforts to stabilize him, Jacob's condition worsened. Knowing they couldn't delay any longer, he grabbed Ryan's arm weakly. "Go," he whispered. "Finish the mission. Don't let my sacrifice be for nothing." Tears welled in Ryan's eyes, but there was no time to grieve. With heavy hearts, the team loaded the final pieces of material and prepared to leave. Before departing, they held a brief moment of silence, honoring Jacob's bravery. His selflessness had saved Silura and possibly the entire mission. Back aboard the Armada, the mood was somber as news of Jacob's death spread. Alex addressed the crew, his voice steady but filled with sorrow. "Jacob gave his life so we could succeed," he said. "Let's make sure his sacrifice wasn't in vain." The loss galvanized the team, fueling their determination to complete the repairs. Samantha and Daniel worked through the night, integrating the new material into the hyperdrive cores. By morning, they had stabilized 3 more engines, bringing the fleet closer to operational status. As the humans mourned, the Valith expressed their gratitude in their own way. Kelvin presented Alex with another crystal, identical to the one he had given earlier. "This symbolizes unity," he explained. "But now, it also honors your fallen comrade. We will remember him as one of us." Though grief hung heavy in the air, progress continued. The repairs were nearly complete, and the alliance between humans and Valith felt stronger than ever. Yet the shadow of the Xirac loomed large. Everyone knew the next battle would be far more intense, and that victory was far from guaranteed. News of humanity's actions spread quickly across the galaxy, carried by signals and quantum relays that transcended the vastness of space. The rescue mission, once a secret effort hidden on the edge of known space, became public knowledge when a passing trade vessel detected the activity around the Valith Armada. Word reached distant civilizations, sparking reactions ranging from admiration to suspicion. For the first time in history, Earth was no longer seen as an isolated planet struggling to survive. It had stepped onto the galactic stage, and its actions were being watched closely. Among those who took notice was the Zentari Confederacy, a powerful coalition of star systems known for their diplomatic prowess and advanced technology. The Zentari had long dismissed humanity as insignificant, too primitive to warrant serious attention. But the story of Earth aiding the stranded Valith challenged that perception. Within days, a sleek diplomatic envoy ship arrived at the Armada, its arrival announced with a formal transmission. "We are here to offer assistance," the message stated simply. Commander Alex Carter exchanged wary glances with his crew. The timing of the Zentari's appearance felt too convenient, and Alex couldn't shake the feeling that their motives weren't entirely altruistic. The envoy, led by Ambassador Lorana Solis, was a striking figure with silver hair and piercing green eyes. She greeted Alex and Calvin warmly, her voice smooth and measured. "Your efforts here are commendable," she said, addressing both leaders. "But such noble acts often come with risks. Allow us to help ensure your success." Her words sounded sincere, but Laura Bennett noticed something unsettling about her demeanor, a calculated calm that hinted at hidden agendas. As negotiations began, the Zentari offered resources and expertise to accelerate the repairs. They claimed their engineers could stabilize the remaining hyperdrive cores faster than Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris could alone. While the proposal seemed generous, Ryan Mitchell voiced his concerns during a private meeting with Alex. "We don't know them," he argued. "What if they're trying to take control of the situation? Or worse, steal Valith tech?" Alex shared his unease but recognized the potential benefits of accepting their help. With the Xirac likely preparing another attack, every advantage mattered. To test their intentions, Alex allowed a small team of Zentari engineers to assist under strict supervision. Samantha and Daniel kept a close eye on them, documenting every move they made. At first, the Zentari worked efficiently, repairing components with precision and speed. Their methods were impressive, blending seamlessly with human and Valith techniques. But Laura noticed subtle changes in their behavior over time. Lingering glances at sensitive equipment, whispered conversations in a language no one understood. She reported her observations to Alex, who tightened security protocols around key areas of the fleet. Despite these precautions, tensions rose among the humans. Valith, and Zentari. Kelvin grew increasingly uneasy, sensing that the newcomers might not have pure intentions. "They watch us too closely," he confided to Alex one evening, "and they ask questions we cannot answer." Alex agreed, promising to remain vigilant. He instructed Ryan to keep the Pioneer Horizon on high alert, ready to defend against any betrayal. Meanwhile, the cultural exchange sessions continued, providing a rare moment of unity amid growing uncertainty. Humans and Valeth shared stories of resilience and hope, reinforcing the bond they had forged through hardship. Even the Zentari joined in occasionally, though their contributions felt more performative than genuine. Still, these interactions reminded everyone why they were working together, to protect not just themselves, but the fragile alliance they had built. Days turned into weeks, and progress accelerated thanks to the combined efforts of all three groups. One by one, the hyperdrive cores came online, glowing with restored energy. Celebration seemed within reach until sensors detected movement beyond the Armada. A fleet of ships, larger and more menacing than the previous Cyrax scout, appeared on the horizon. Panic rippled through the fleet, but Alex remained resolute. "This isn't over yet," he told his crew. "We've faced worse, and we'll face this together." As the enemy fleet drew closer, Lorana approached Alex with an unexpected offer. "Let us handle the Cyrax," she said. "Our ships are equipped for combat, and yours are not." Her words carried weight, but trust was fragile. Alex hesitated, weighing the risks of accepting her help against the certainty of defeat without it. In the end, he nodded reluctantly. "Do what you must," he said. "But remember, we're watching." The arrival of the Cyrax fleet cast a dark shadow over the stranded Armada. Their ships, sleek and menacing, moved with predatory precision, surrounding the damaged Valeth vessels like wolves circling prey. The tension aboard the Pioneer Horizon was palpable as Commander Alex Carter prepared his crew for what might be their final stand. Despite the Zentari Confederacy's promise to intervene, no one trusted them completely. Humanity, the Valeth, and their uneasy allies were on their own in spirit, if not in action. Ambassador Lorana Solis wasted no time. With a calm authority, she ordered her fleet into position, forming a protective barrier between the Cyrax and the vulnerable Armada. Her ships bristled with advanced weaponry, lasers that glowed faintly along their hulls and shields that shimmered like liquid silver. As the Cyrax opened fire, the Zentari responded with devastating efficiency. Energy blasts lit up the void of space, turning the battlefield into a chaotic storm of light and sound. Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell watched from the Pioneer Horizon his jaw clenched tightly. "They're holding their own," he muttered, though his voice carried a hint of doubt. But for how long? Back inside the repair bay, Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris worked furiously to bring the last hyperdrive core online. Sweat dripped from their brows as they connected circuits and calibrated energy flows. Every explosion outside shook the ship, threatening to undo their progress. Laura Bennett stayed close, offering steady encouragement. "Almost there," she said, her tone firm but reassuring. "Just a little more." Kelvin paced nearby, his luminous skin dimmed by worry. He glanced at the humans often, his gratitude evident despite the gravity of the situation. "You have done so much for us," he said to Alex when the commander joined them. "If we survive this, I will ensure the galaxy knows your courage." Alex nodded, though his focus remained on the task ahead. "Let's make sure we survive first," he replied. The battle raged on, growing fiercer by the minute. The Zentari fought valiantly, their superior technology giving them an edge against the relentless Cyrax. But even they couldn't hold out forever. One by one, their ships began to falter under the barrage of enemy fire. Ambassador Lorana's voice crackled over the comms, strained but resolute. "We cannot sustain this defense indefinitely," she warned. "Finish your repairs quickly, or prepare for the worst." With those words echoing in their minds, Samantha and Daniel pushed themselves to their limits. Finally, after hours of grueling effort, the final hyperdrive core hummed to life. A collective cheer erupted among the humans in Valeth, but there was no time to celebrate. Kelvin immediately coordinated with his fleet, relaying instructions to activate the repaired engines. Slowly, painfully, the massive Armada began to stir, its ships coming back to life one by one. As the Valeth prepared to jump to safety, Alex turned to Lorana. "You've done enough," he said. "Withdraw your ships before it's too late." Lorana hesitated, her expression unreadable. Then, with a curt nod, she signaled her fleet to retreat. The Zentari ships peeled away from the fight, leaving the HFY temporarily disoriented. It was just enough time for the Valeth to initiate their escape sequence. But the HFY weren't done yet. Sensing their quarry slipping away, they launched a desperate assault, targeting the largest Valeth vessel, the one carrying Kelvin. Ryan sprang into action, piloting the Pioneer Horizon directly into the line of fire. "Hold on," he shouted to his crew as the ship shuddered violently. Using every trick he knew, he lured the HFY attackers away from the fleeing Armada, buying precious seconds for the Valeth to complete their jump. Finally, with a blinding flash of light, the Valeth fleet disappeared into hyperspace, leaving behind only silence. The HFY, enraged and empty-handed, turned their attention to the remaining ships. But before they could strike, Samantha activated a device she and Daniel had been working on, a makeshift wormhole generator powered by salvaged Valeth tech. The swirling vortex engulfed the HFY fleet, pulling them into unknown regions of space. When the chaos subsided, only the Pioneer Horizon and the Zentari ships remained, exhausted but alive. Alex addressed his crew over the intercom. "We did it," he said softly. "Against all odds, we stood together, and we won." Though battered and bruised, humanity had proven its worth in the eyes of the galaxy. And somewhere far away, the Valeth sailed toward a new beginning, carrying the memory of Earth's bravery with them. The return journey to Earth was quiet but heavy with reflection. The crew of the Pioneer Horizon had faced more in a few short months than most people experienced in a lifetime. For Commander Alex Carter, the weight of what they had accomplished and lost was almost too much to bear. Jacob Reed's sacrifice lingered in everyone's minds, a constant reminder of the cost of their success. Yet there was also pride in knowing that humanity had risen to the occasion, proving itself capable of compassion and courage on a galactic scale. When the ship finally entered Earth's orbit, they were greeted as heroes. News of their mission had spread across the planet, sparking celebrations in cities around the world. President Rachel Monroe herself welcomed them at a grand ceremony held at United Nations headquarters. "You have shown us not only who we are, but who we can become," she said, addressing the crew and the gathered crowd. Her words echoed through the room, met with thunderous applause. For the first time in history, humanity felt united, not just as nations, but as a single species standing shoulder to shoulder with the stars. But the Valeth hadn't left without giving something in return. Before departing, Kelvin presented Alex with a small device, a piece of advanced technology unlike anything Earth had seen before. It was compact, glowing faintly with an inner light, and its purpose was both thrilling and daunting. "This is a gift," Kelvin explained. "It holds knowledge that could advance your civilization, but also dangers if misused. Use it wisely." Though grateful, Alex couldn't help but feel the gravity of the responsibility now resting on humanity's shoulders. Back home, Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris immediately began studying the device, working alongside Dr. Laura Bennett to unlock its secrets. Their initial findings were astonishing. The technology offered insights into energy manipulation, faster than light travel, and even medical advancements that could revolutionize human life. But with each discovery came warnings from Kelvin's parting words. Humanity wasn't ready for all this power, not yet. Deciding how to use it responsibly became a heated debate among scientists, politicians, and ethicists. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell struggled to adjust to life back on Earth. The adrenaline of battle and the camaraderie of the mission were gone, replaced by the mundane routines of everyday existence. He spent hours staring at the stars, wondering about the Vailith and whether they had reached safety. One night, he visited Jacob's family, sharing stories of their fallen comrades' bravery. It was a painful but necessary step toward healing, for him and for those left behind. As weeks turned into months, humanity's role in the galaxy began to shift. The rescue mission had drawn attention from other alien civilizations, some curious, others cautious. Diplomatic envoys arrived from distant star systems, seeking alliances or simply trying to understand Earth's sudden rise in prominence. Among them were representatives from the Zentari Confederacy, who extended an invitation to join their coalition. Ambassador Lorena Solis appeared once again, her demeanor unchanged. Months passed since the rescue of the Vailith Armada, and humanity found itself at a crossroads. The gift left behind by Calvin continued to unlock new possibilities, but it also brought challenges that tested Earth's unity. Scientists worked tirelessly to understand the advanced technology, while governments debated how best to use it. Some argued for immediate implementation to improve lives. Clean energy, medical breakthroughs, and faster space travel were within reach. Others cautioned patience, warning that rushing could lead to unintended consequences. The debates grew heated, reflecting humanity's struggle to balance ambition with wisdom. Commander Alex Carter became a central figure in these discussions. Having witnessed firsthand the complexities of interstellar diplomacy, he urged caution. "We're still learning," he told world leaders during a summit. "This technology is a tool, not a solution. If we misuse it, we risk alienating ourselves from the very allies we've worked so hard to gain." His words carried weight, earning him both praise and criticism. Many saw him as a voice of reason, while others accused him of holding humanity back. Despite the pressure, Alex remained steadfast, believing that humanity's future depended on thoughtful decisions rather than reckless progress. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Ryan Mitchell found his place in this new era. Unable to return to the quiet life he once knew, he joined a newly formed interstellar defense program. Tasked with preparing Earth for potential threats, Ryan trained pilots and developed strategies based on what they had learned from the Xyrek encounter. Though the memory of Jacob Reed still haunted him, Ryan channeled his grief into purpose. "We can't change the past," he often told his team, "but we can prepare for the future." Dr. Laura Bennett dedicated herself to bridging the gap between science and ethics. Working closely with Samantha Blake and Daniel Harris, she helped establish guidelines for using the Vailith device responsibly. Together, they published papers and gave lectures, emphasizing the importance of collaboration over competition. Their efforts inspired a global movement, uniting people across borders in pursuit of a shared vision, a peaceful and prosperous future among the stars. As humanity adapted, news from the galaxy continued to trickle in. Reports suggested that the Vailith had successfully resettled on a distant planet, rebuilding their society with hope and resilience. Messages of gratitude arrived occasionally, reminding Earth of the bond forged during their darkest hour. But there were also troubling rumors, whispers of shadowy forces gathering strength in uncharted regions of space. The Xyrek, though defeated temporarily, were not forgotten. Survivors of the wormhole incident vowed revenge, spreading fear wherever they went. One day, an unexpected visitor arrived. Ambassador Lorena Solis of the Zentari Confederacy. Her presence signaled a turning point. "The galaxy is watching you," she said during a meeting with Earth's leaders. "Your actions have earned respect, but respect alone won't shield you. Join us, and together we can face whatever comes next." This time, her offer felt less like a negotiation and more like a plea. Humanity's decision would shape not only its own destiny, but the fate of countless others. After much deliberation, President Rachel Monroe announced Earth's choice: to join the Centauri Confederacy as provisional members. It was a bold step, one that required trust and compromise. In exchange for protection and guidance, Earth agreed to share its knowledge and resources, contributing to the greater good of the coalition. The decision sparked celebration and controversy alike, but most agreed it was a necessary move toward securing humanity's place in the cosmos. As the years rolled on, humanity thrived in ways unimaginable before the mission. Cities grew cleaner, diseases faded into history, and spaceships ventured farther than ever before. Yet, amidst the progress, lessons from the past remained etched in collective memory. Courage, compassion, and cooperation had carried them through their greatest trial, and those values would guide them forward. On a quiet evening, Laura stood beneath the stars once more. She thought about the journey ahead, the alliances to forge, the dangers to face, and the mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Humanity had proven itself capable of greatness, even among the vastness of the universe. And though the road ahead was uncertain, one thing was clear: the story of Earth was just beginning.